You will know almost immediately, and I'll explain. When silence is just is like being ignored, you will feel it almost immediately. Back to what I was saying initially, we might need to look at what actually causes rifts between couples. Most of the time, the one major thing that causes rifts between couples is upbringing. For instance, the man that constantly beats his wife, there's so much physical abuse in that relationship. As much as the woman loves him, or as much as he claims to love the woman, he beats her up blue black almost every time. And once he does that, he goes back to beg her. Now, if you do a very critical analysis, you might find out that that kind of person grew up in a toxic environment. It is very possible that that person's father was beating his mom and he assimilated all that. Unfortunately, as kids, as much as we see things as kids and we do not want to do them, what we see, what we're exposed to a very great extent, is what we tend to do because there's a huge level of assimilation for children, except there's a deliberate action from that person to ensure that that does not happen. That's a wound. Do you understand? That's a wound because no woman would want to continue being afflicted in a relationship. And for that kind of person, anything can trigger that anger. Do you understand? A small argument can trigger the anger. A little misunderstanding can trigger the anger. Anything can, even a joke can trigger the anger. It gets to a point when, and this can be on both sides. I'm not particularly saying is the man. It can actually happen with the woman too, depending on the experiences she has had growing up. Now, it gets to a point when your partner figures out that whatever he or she says becomes an issue. There's silence to avoid problems. At that point, each of the spouse have decided that they are long out of that relationship, but they need to just move on. The truth is, when silence takes over, you will feel it immediately. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of unseen and unsaid agony. There's a wound because there's a high level of betrayal of trust. There's tendency to be a high level of infidelity. There is a huge hurt.